people deserve to be defended. At the same time, they deserve to have a reasonable return for their investment. Thank you.
Next.
Hi. Since I've been studying politics, I've had this question that I've never fully understand. Why is it that someone like my father, who goes to school for 13 years, gets penalized in a huge tax bracket because he's a doctor? Why is that? Why does he have to pay higher taxes than everybody else? Just because he makes more money? Why? How is that fair?
You mean a progressive tax system?
I think you're questioning the fundamentals of a progressive tax system where people who make more money pay more in taxes than a flat across the board percentage. I think it's to some degree because we feel obviously that wealthy people can afford more. We have over the years, beginning with John F. Kennedy, reduced some of those marginal tax rates to make them less onerous. But I believe that when you really look at the tax code today, the very wealthy, because they can afford tax lawyers and all kinds of loopholes, really don't pay nearly as much as you think they do when you just look at the percentages. And I think middle-income Americans, working Americans, when you count in payroll taxes, sales taxes, mortgage, all of the taxes that working Americans pay, I think you would think that they also deserve significant relief, in my view.
How many people here believe that the people who made the highest level incomes in this country should pay a higher percentage of their income in taxes? Miss, do you want to follow up? Miss, do you want to follow up? Do you want to follow up? Do you want to follow up?
You want to follow up, please? You were dissatisfied with Chris's comment, I could tell.
I still don't see how that's fair. Isn't the definition of slavery basically where you work and all your money goes? I'm not saying it's slavery. I'm saying, but isn't the definition? Aren't we getting closer and closer to like socialism and stuff? When you have some people paying 60% overall in a year of their money in taxes. That's their money, not the government's. How is that fair? I haven't understood that.
Could I point out one of the fundamentals of a town hall meeting is we respect the views of others and let them speak. So, look, here's what I really believe, that when you reach a certain level of comfort, there's nothing wrong with paying somewhat more. But at the same time, it shouldn't be totally out of proportion. There are some countries, such as Sweden, where it doesn't pay anything to work more than 6 months a year. That's probably the extreme. But I think the debate in this country is more about tax cuts rather than anything else. And frankly, I think the first people that deserve a tax cut are working Americans with children that need to educate their children, and they're the ones that I would support tax cuts for first.
How come older people vote in a higher percentage than younger people this age, and therefore seem to dominate every issue from Medicare to Social Security to everything? They get to raise the taxes on people like this, so they get a higher Social Security package, and it always seems to be the older people dominate elections. How can these kids catch up to that power?